So we have an update on the news story that Carlos brought us of an innocent man who was seeking asylum who was sent to Guantanamo Bay. Now, just a quick recap. Luis is from Venezuela and he did everything properly to get to the US, even making an appointment through the CBP-1 app. After he gave himself up at the border, Trump canceled the program. He was held in a detention center and eventually was moved to Guantanamo Bay. Now, Luis's family only found out about his transfer to Guantanamo Bay when they saw this picture. Through that picture, they were able to determine that it was Luis. Now, this picture was used by a lot of publications to show the criminals that are being sent to Guantanamo Bay. News stations, media companies were putting up this picture without knowing who is actually the person in the picture. You know, using brown bodies to fearmonger. Well, thanks to Carlos and other people who picked up the news story, the New York Times picked up the story. They learned more about Luis's case and how he is not a member of a gang. He was seeking asylum. Well, about Luis's case, the New York Times interviewed someone from DHS, and Tricia McLaughlin said, during further assessment, intelligence officers could not definitively determine whether the individual is or is not confirmed member of TDA, Tren de Aragua. He may very well be member of this vicious gang. He may not be. Even tweeting how angry she is at the New York Times for making this woe is me piece. And of course, she will respond like that because she is Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at DHS. Although, remember it says for Public Affairs, but on her Twitter page, it says Assistant Secretary, Department of Homeland Security. She left out the Public Affairs. Already, we see that she's willing to lie. I'm sure she's just trying to protect Kristi Noem, her boss, who also posted the picture of Luis. And the fact that everyone who has been sent to Guantanamo Bay is Venezuelan, and also a judge blocked other Venezuelans from being sent to Guantanamo Bay because they had an asylum case that they were approved for, showing that the Trump administration is moving Venezuelans to Guantanamo Bay under the guise that they're going after TDA, the Tren de Aragua. And now Republicans are mad that journalists are doing their actual job and are investigating. That they aren't just blindly trusting Trump when he says, oh, I'm just sending criminals to Guantanamo Bay. No, you're not. You're sending innocent people under false pretenses. Seriously, thank you to Carlos for reporting on this story. Thank you to everyone who shared it. And unfortunately, we're going to have to keep working this hard to make sure that our people aren't just sent to these black holes without anybody investigating what's going on. And remember, to keep up with news stories like these, sign up for my newsletter, check out my podcast or one of my other social media sites, link in bio.